Athletics Now presents Running the Show, Week 8. Tokyo, Japan is our first stop for our review of the awesome Tokyo Marathon. A hop, skip, and a jump to a record performance at the USA Indoor Champs in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 15,000 runners line up for the Barcelona Half Marathon. Big throws are produced at the German Indoor Champs. Fast times at the Lake Biwa Mainichi Marathon in Japan. And a new Moroccan middle distance star emerges at the Film de Val d'Oise athletics meeting. Tokyo, Japan is the scene of the 6th edition of the Tokyo Marathon. This year's marathon attracted more than 32,000 runners that answered the starting gun and rockets of Japan's largest marathon. The first race in 6 years without rainfall and the inclusion of superstar Haile Gebrselassie added up to course record anticipation. This year's marathon got off to a very quick start as the first few kilometers were run in a sub-3-minute pace. This record-challenging early place split the field into two packs, a 6-man lead pack and a huge secondary pack filled with seasoned veterans. The Tokyo course is perhaps the most urban major marathon course in the world. Twisting and winding through the concrete density of one of the world's most populous cities, the course is lined with people throughout most of the early stages, creating an energetic atmosphere that produces quick first half times. This was apparent at the first major time split of 10 kilometers, which revealed the race still split into two distinct groups. The lead pack of Gebrselassie, Haile Mekkonen, Jared Kipchumba, and Masakuzu Fujiwara, the lone Japanese in the lead pack hoping to gain a place on Japan's Olympic team. As this lead pack stormed through the first 10 kilometers in 29:35, well ahead of the course record, the second pack was 19 seconds behind and passed the 10 kilometers in 29:54, also ahead of record pace. Today was going to be special. 5 kilometers later, as the lead pack slowed down a bit, passing 15 kilometers in 44:40, Fujiwara lost contact with the first group and would soon be consumed by the hard-charging second pack, throwing the Japanese Olympic selection into a frenzy. As the mid-race kilometers mounted through the Tokyo megalopolis, no one could foresee the monumental change in the landscape of marathon running that was about to take place. By the half-marathon point, everything seemed normal in a Gebrselassie race as the lead pack was soon reduced to 4 runners with Geb in charge pushing the pace. However, the second pack was picking up bodies and precious seconds on the lead pack, spurring Japan's Arata Fujiwara to chase the lead pack and stake his claim as Japan's #1 Olympic marathon selection. As Geb and Mekkonen struggled for the lead, Michael Kipyego slowly gained on the two and grabbed the front seat at about 39 kilometers. Geb and Mekkonen were both floundering in the worst way as Geb was soon in 3rd place, being chased down by a resurgent Fujiwara. The Japanese crowds, in a mix of glee and surprise, watched as the world's greatest distance runner was reduced to 4th place, knocked off the podium, and out of the Olympic arena. Fujiwara seemed to come alive at this moment, and now he aimed for the big prize. As Kipyego maintained his steady gait towards the finish line, he was running scared, as the 32-year-old Kenyan Stephen Kiprotich was still within striking distance of the grand prize. Kiprotich has good speed as evident in his 13:23 5,000 meter best. However, he might have gassed his early race a bit too early and was running on fumes. However, for many, the big question was if Japan could produce the first domestic winner since 2010 in the form of the fast-finishing Fujiwara. While Gebrselassie was in the unusual position of spectator to the podium placing. During the final home stretch, Kipyego was able to hold onto the #1 position and went in 2:07:37. But the crowds were treated to a cheerful sight as Fujiwara was able to outgun Kiprotich in the last 50 meters and cross the line in 2nd place in 2:07:48, a personal best and a first-class ticket to the Japan Olympic Marathon squad for this year's London Games. As for Gebrselassie, that's it for his Olympic career. A 2:08 marathoner is out on his ear. Only in Kenya and Ethiopia would a man of his credentials be relegated to the dustbin of athletic achievement. Japan was also the scene of the Lake Biwa Marathon. The Lake Biwa Marathon, first held in 1946, is Japan's oldest marathon and is a male-only race. This year's race started out with a huge pack of runners passing the 5 kilometers in 15:08 and 10K in 30:12. The 5K splits were consistently quick with a 15:01 and 15:09 at 20 kilometers. This deadlock persisted even at the halfway point as more than 40 runners still clung to the front post before Samuel Ndungu took the lead at 32 kilometers with a couple of 2-minute 55-second kilometer splits. Ndungu stretched his lead and crossed the line in a quick 2:07:04. Albuquerque, New Mexico, the location of the USA Indoor National Champ, sits approximately 5,300 or 1,600 meters above sea level, making this a jumpers and sprinters' delight. Will Clay's jump of 17.63 meters was the longest American leap in 23 years and also the season's best. Shantae Lowe set a new U.S. record on the women's high jump with this 202 meter or 6'7.5" jump. The women's 60-meter sprint competition was set on high adrenaline as the altitude had everyone hoping for a season-leading dash. Brookins in lane 2 gets a great start but can't hold off Tiana Madison in 3 and Pierre in 4. Madison hits the line in 7:02, fastest time of the season. The men's 60 was a flash as Terrell Kimmons in lane 4 got a great start and never faltered as Justin Gottlieb tried in vain to grab the victory. Kimmons sizzles in 6:45 to take national champ honors. The altitude hampered Bernard Lagat in the 3,000 time-wise, but he crunched Galen Rupp and Lopez Lamong in the last 150 meters to take the national champ's crown. Karlsruhe, Germany is our next stop for the German indoor champs. World shot put champion David Stoll proved he is in fine form for the upcoming World Championships as he drops this massive 21-24 meter or 69-foot 8-inch throw of the 7.2 kilo ball. Bjorn Otto has been written off by many as over the hill at 34 years old, but suddenly in this Olympic year, he has come roaring back to the elite levels of jumping. He vaulted this world second best on his second effort to take the German title and secure a World Championship team place. But perhaps the biggest surprise of the German champs was the emergence of Carolyn Walter in the 800 meters, clocking 2:01.29 and establishing a championship record. Beautiful Barcelona, Spain is the scene of the Barcelona Half Marathon. More than 12,500 runners lace up for the 8:45 a.m. race through the city of Gaudi. Although advertised as flat, the course does offer a mild series of inclines in the beginning kilometers. Lynette Chepkuri of Kenya, who was 4th place finisher at the 2008 World Cross Country Championship, paced the women's efforts ahead of compatriots Emily Samoe and Beatrice Chepchumba. The half marathon is the second largest athletic event in Barcelona, preceded only by the full 42-kilometer marathon, and attracts an enthusiastic crowd along with an elite field of athletes. For the 2012 edition, double world marathon champion Abel Karuri left the field behind via a series of 14:11 5-kilometer splits in the middle section and a final exhibit of 14:07 for the last 5 kilometers. He crosses the line in a spectacular time for the hilly course in 60 minutes 28 seconds. Lynette Chepkuri wins in a superb 1:11.48. Ubin, France provides a location for the Femme de Val d'Oise athletics meeting. The 60-meter sprint was the scene of high-speed thrills as Virgin Islands' Laverne Jones set an impressive 7.05 mark. A great start and powerful surge placed her time in the top 3 of the season. While Tia Hellebuck continued her return to form as she won the high jump with this 1.93-meter effort. 2 days after a fantastic 300-meter performance, Patricia Hall of Jamaica ripped a world-leading mark on the 200 meters of 22.8, which is better than her outdoor mark of 23.07. New star Moroccan Malika Akawi wins the 1,000 meters in the 8th fastest time in history. While Ethiopia took the first and second places in the 3,000 meters as Mascaram Asefa recorded 8:53.18 to take the win.